2021 has been a year of amazing expansion and breakthrough for World Harvest. Hi, my name is Ray Tagu. I joined World Harvest as Director of Operations in 2021, and it's my delight to bring you this annual video report. I'm excited to share some of the highlights in the two pillar programs of World Harvest and two disaster relief projects. First, our pillar programs. Sponsor a Child, or SAC, has been the cornerstone program of World Harvest for decades. It's very straightforward and simple. For $36 a month, you can sponsor a child to go to school, thereby helping him or her to have a future and to break free from the vicious cycle of poverty. Some may ask, what sets SAC apart from any other programs out there? Our SAC program is not just deploying money so kids can go to school. It's much more than that. It's a holistic approach to community development program. Many other factors besides academics determine the future success of a child. That is why our CDA connect and engage three levels to help ensure that. First, they connect with the community. It's hard for a child to succeed if the community is ravaged by disasters or disease, to name a few. We've had to help whole communities through severe flooding, fires, toxic pollution, as well as fumigation to curb dengue fever epidemic, not to mention the COVID-19 pandemic. We've arranged for public health education, free medical clinics, and even infrastructure building. Second, they connect with the child's family. It's hard for a child to succeed if the family is experiencing trauma such as death, sickness, job loss, or domestic situations, to name a few. Our CDA helps families navigate through difficult life challenges and often becomes the first line of help in times of trouble. Third, our CDA connects with the child on a personal, one-on-one basis for at least a couple of times each month to make sure that all is well. Our CDA becomes the child's personal mentor and life coach. A couple of times a month may not seem much, but this one-on-one connection consistently maintained for many years will be a very powerful building force in each child. In 2021, we've had the opportunity to sponsor 617 children over 8 main areas, with 37 of them graduating even in the midst of the pandemic. Our goal for 2022 is to expand this to 700 or more kids with a new area of operation in Mumbai, India. Now to our second pillar program, Sponsor a Family, or SAF. It is known as our Stop Hunger campaign, in which we employ sack farming method. In many parts of the world, COVID-19 pandemic-related lockdowns created a loss of income and extreme food insecurity for the disadvantaged population. Many slum dwellers who do not have the space and water supply for regular farming need to sustain themselves. Through this program, 310 families in India, Pakistan, Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania are now able to enjoy increased food security as they have better availability and accessibility to basic food supply from their sack farming. Now to our disaster relief projects. The first is our COVID response. In March of 2021, when people thought they could finally be free from the COVID pandemic, the Delta variant suddenly emerged and spread like a wildfire, causing a sudden upsurge in infection and hospitalization rates in India. The same pattern happened in Indonesia with about 2 months delay. Our staff scrambled and make a direct contact with the manufacturer of oxygen concentrators. In the end, we were able to expedite 465 units of oxygen concentrator to India and Indonesia. More than 200 people in India were saved after receiving these units. In Indonesia, from big cities to rural areas, about 164 hospitals and clinics became the recipient of these units at no charge. The second disaster relief project started in August, when the U.S. Armed Forces withdrew from Afghanistan. There was a sudden rush of refugees spilling over into Pakistan, mostly women and children. But amazingly, our ground staff was already there at the border and immediately provided relief in the form of medical services, basic food supply, and shelter. More than 1,500 people became recipients of food supplies, and we're currently renting houses in Chaman, Pakistan to provide shelter to more than 400 people. None of these programs and projects could happen without your support and generosity. And for that, we would like to thank you. Thank you for standing with us, and thank you for supporting us throughout 2021.